What's good, my peoples? It's your boy Cisco and J Mac back for another U3 clip. What's going on, J Mac?
That's right. That's right. What's good, man?
Hey, man.
Early day, man. It's good for us, right?
That's what they say. Yeah, especially when you're getting old. It's always been do things. We've been known to take our random naps, throughout the afternoon, especially after 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually. So today, what we're going to bring you guys today is our top 10 teams so far heading into week 7. I'm gonna go first, and then J Mac's going to break his down. Seeing how he has bested me in all the picks so far, I would definitely probably listen to him more than me as of right now when it comes to it. All right, J Mac, you ready to get into it, bro?
Let's get it, bro. What you got?
All right. So for the first one, for me, number 10, I'll say the Chargers. The reason why I Chargers, yes, that they lost badly to Baltimore, but they have beaten the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs right now are outside of my top 10. They haven't beaten a team. They've been beaten by teams that they would have normally dominated the previous year. Next up for me would be the Raiders. I fact that they have done a relic ride. They've beaten the Ravens. They are in the top 5 when it comes to offense. I think Derek Carr is still being undervalued, underrated this year. But right now, the Raiders are playing the Raider way, despite of what has happened to them. Number 8, Tennessee Titans. Prior to this, they were outside my top 10 list, but I think they had an impressive win. They were able to hang really with the Baltimore Ravens, with the Buffalo Bills. This past Monday Night Football, which is the game J-Mac called, he said it was Titans win. They won by 3. Josh Allen slept. No matter what, though, they didn't get blown out. And this right here troubles me with Buffalo. I'll get into that later as far as their team. Green Bay had that one ugly game against the Saints. But however, they have shown that they seem to be back in their own ways. But as of right now, I think they're too dependent on Devontae Adams, which for some strange reason, no other coach seems to be able to cover when it comes to crunch time within a 2-minute drill for Green Bay. At least put 2 bodies on him. But Aaron Rodgers, like I said before, they have their he's balling out. He's doing well. I think as far as MVP race, he's number 7 or 8. Next up for me would be the Cowboys. Now the Cowboys, most people really are in the top 5. They have beaten teams, but they haven't beaten a playoff team yet, and they won't really see none until possibly the playoffs. They did beat the Chargers. It was a good victory for them, but they lost against the Bucs, and they were able to hang with the Bucs either way it goes. And I'm not taking anything away from the offense or the newfound defense, which is their offense is top 2, number 1, top 2, top 3 in the league. Zeke has found his running game, or has found a little bit of his old form. Defense is playing out of their mind. Diggs has been a great addition to their defense, along with Dan Quinn, and he has them boys really playing hard. But until they beat a playoff team from last year, I can't really do it as of right now. That's my only fault with them, and I'm scared that might rear its head later on in the season. Number 5 for me would be the Buccaneers. So they've beaten the bad teams. But they lost against the Rams. I'm not impressed with their secondary and the defense. The run defense obviously is top notch, and they're relying solely on Tom Brady. Which, of course, if you can't touch the quarterback, that's good for him. You got to be able to move him off the spot. And he's 44 or 42 years old, in 44 or 20 plus years in the game. You can't really fool him with any defense. But for me, their secondary piece is not where it needs to be, and they look extremely beatable as of right now. Number 4, the team we were talking about, Buffalo Bills. Now, Buffalo Bills, number 2 or top 5 in the defense, in all statistical categories. Josh Allen is having an MVP year. He was leading the race for the most part, early part of the season, and right now, to me, he's number 3 in the MVP ratings behind Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray. But what troubled me so far was with the Buffalo Bills. So right now, they've beaten the Chiefs, which is everybody's beating the Chiefs right now, which is okay, that's good to go. But my problem is they've lost to the Titans and they've lost to the Steelers, and both of those teams are above 500. So I understand people might say, "Oh, it's a fluke or he slipped or whatever like that." But a win is a win, and a loss is a loss. So you got to take the victories along with the L's. So this is the reason why they're number 4 until I see, and they have a pretty tough schedule. ahead of them. So I just want to be able to see how they are able to last. Maybe next week we'll be able to find something out different about them. Number 3 is the Rams. My problem with the Rams right now is that they have the most talented roster, or one of the top rosters there are, as far as on offense and defense. You got Ramsey, you got Aaron Donald on one side of the ball, you got Matthew Stafford. There's wide receiver options, and you got Sean McVay. I think the whole entire team is a great team. The fact that they beat Tampa Bay, but then lost to Arizona, it gives me pause. As of right now. But right now, number 3 for me. Number 2, the Baltimore Ravens. They beat the Chargers. They've had several they are actually leading the league, I think, in come from behind victories, which I think is crucial to be able to win consistently, and not only to win, but win from behind, which was the biggest knock against the Ravens. And Lamar Jackson has answered all questions. Right now, he's number 2 for me as far as the MVP, the way he's playing. He's number 1 when it comes to completion percentage for passes between 10 and 20 yards at 85% clip. The next person next to him will be Kyler Murray when it comes to between 0 and 10 yards. Right. Number 1, what can you say? I understand that the Cardinals lost to beat the Vikings based on a missed field goal. I understand that, so they very well could have been have a one-loss team. With that being said, though, they've beaten the Titans. They've beaten the Niners. We're the only team actually to hold them to 17 points. And truthfully, they haven't allowed their defense, squad as kept, although it has allowed a few points against the Broncos, against the Browns. Their secondary is outstanding. You got D-Hop on the other side, who doesn't seem to drop a pass and catch anything from a fucking cold to a meteorite coming. It doesn't matter what it is, bro. He can catch it, bro. Kyler Murray's playing out of his mind. Number 1 for my vote as far as MVP this season. And that's pretty much the only problem with the Cardinals right now is their run defense. Their run defense is very suspect. I think it's toward the bottom of the league, really, honestly. I don't know if it's bottom 10 or maybe mid-tier below, but it's not as where I think it needs to be, especially when it comes to the latter part of the season when it starts getting cold and you can't throw as much.
Right.
And you have to have an established running game. So that's where I think it's going to telltale. So that's it for me, J-Mac. We're going to go, and everybody, we're going to go right to J-Mac's top 10 list. Here we go. Number 10, J-Mac, you got it, bro.
KC. I know everybody wants to ride on the Mahomes wave, the home ship. That's why I was glad that you had KC out of your top 10. It was pleased to see, because the consensus is that KC is still a top 5 team solely because of the offense and Patrick Mahomes. But I'm not kicking them totally out of it, because they do have a top 5 quarterback and they have a top 5 receiver in Tyreek Hill. Plus, don't forget about Travis Kelce. They are a team that I won't move them up until they start putting some wins together in a row. But you can't count out Mahomes, even though he's not playing. He's having a little bit of issues this year. But he's still a top 5 thrower in the game right now. So KC is number 10, bro. Bengals, Cincinnati. They're surprising a lot of teams for all these years that they've been subpar and not good. I think they've done an excellent job drafting talent. Jamar Chase, outstanding young receiver. They're playing with a lot of confidence. Joe Burrow is playing like a seasoned quarterback. He's ready now. And let's not forget, Joe Mixon, as of right now, is a top 5 running back in the league. So you got the combination of pass and run. So that's why Bengals are number 9. Number 8, how can you not go with a team that very rarely ever turns the ball over, and they have the top rushing team in the league? Well, they have the top rusher, because Cleveland is very good as well. But they had a very impressive win on the road. Or was it in Tennessee? That was on the road, right? That was on the road. Yeah, in Buffalo.
No, I think it was the Titans. I think it was
at home. Okay.
Yeah,
they played a red hot Buffalo team. They neutralized Josh Allen, and Derrick Henry bowling balled everybody. So I'm telling you, if he raises his average just a little bit, maybe to a yard more per game, It's time to start talking about him for player of the year, not just offensive player of the year, MVP.
But MVP, yeah. I think he's at 4 point something, but if he gets to that 5.5 or 5.7 range, you're absolutely right, J-Mac.
All right, number 7, the Chargers. Yes, the Chargers took a bad loss, but they took a bad loss to a team that I believe is a top 3 to top 5 team in the NFL. So they were red hot, and sometimes when you're on a winning streak and everything's going good for you, every now and then you're going to have to take a butt whooping, and that's what happened. But I expect for Justin Herbert to bounce back. They do have a tough schedule ahead, but they're a solid football team. That's why I got them in number 7. Couldn't drop them too low. Green Bay, what can you say? Besides the Cowboys, they have won 5 straight. They took a bad loss to the Saints in the beginning of the season, and everybody wrote them off once again. But Aaron Rodgers, his connection with Devontae Adams is ridiculous. It's like Kyler Murray and D-Hop. But they're a solid coach football team. That's why you can't ever count Green Bay out, because they are a franchise, even with the storylines before the season started, even with the negativity, even with the Aaron Rodgers drama. When Aaron Rodgers suits up to play a game, he suits up to play the game to win. So Green Bay is playing just as good as anybody, so I definitely have them at number 6. Number 5, the Cowboys. You could even swap Green Bay with the Cowboys, but I cannot lie. I did not pick the Cowboys this season to be that good, but I didn't pick them to be that bad. Zeke has found his form. Their running game, the line is healthier. Look, Zeke they're allowing Zeke to play his game. They're not taking carries away from him. In the past, they've taken carries away from him when he doesn't start off well. They're consistent with the running game. They have a top 5 quarterback in the league in Dak Prescott. They have a ultra-talented receiving core that hasn't even been all there together this whole season. Not to mention, they have probably the early favorite for Defensive Player of the Year in Trayvon Diggs, who is a top 5 cornerback in the league with 7 interceptions in 6 games. So, and they're riding on a 5-game winning streak after losing a close game, left too much time on the clock to Tom Brady. So, not going to write Dallas off, not going to crown them yet, but they're playing very impressive football, and especially moving into the cold season, to have a combination of run and pass. That's why they're number 5, bro. Baltimore, 13 to 15 players on IR. They've only lost 1 game. Before the season opener, they lost their top 3 running backs. Defense was shaky, but they're bend and don't break. They beat Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson's playing out of his mind. Lamar Jackson is becoming a complete NFL quarterback. He's never going to be the quote-unquote quarterback that everybody expects, a drop-back thrower, always looking to throw instead of run. He is a matchup nightmare. You have to plan for him. When he steps on the field, all week long before that, there are defensive coordinators losing sleep because they don't know what to do with him. And if he sees a vulnerability, good night. He's going to take advantage. And what I like about him now, he's bouncing back from early turnovers and being down. He's coming back this year. Normally, when they get down, Baltimore was not a comeback team.
Right.
This year, he's come back against KC. He's come back against the Lions, and the Chargers. He just straight destroyed. And I think a lot of that has to do with pride. Mm-hmm. They read the storylines as well. They hear everything. They hear the hoopla. But like I said, they still have a lot of work to do. Hopefully the injuries don't pile up. Hopefully they can get some more people back in. I think Devontae Freeman was a hell of a pickup in free agency. And, I expect them to keep rolling, man. Number 3, the Rams. Cisco said it, not much to be said. ultra talented football team. However, not very deep, not a very deep football team, but they've been luckily they've been able to dodge the injury bug as a whole. Matthew Stafford is probably just what the doctor ordered. Now the offense is opened up. You got that man child again.
Aaron Donald.
I didn't even have to say his name. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. But it's not just him, though. It's the whole defense. They are playing some very good football. They did drop one, but they did beat Tampa Bay very easily. Very easily. And Tom Brady is, at 44, still the top passer in the league. So I expect for them to keep rolling. Matthew Stafford is probably top 5 MVP consideration. So yeah, Rams keep rolling. The Bucks. I know you got them at 5 or 6, Cisco. I got them at 2 for one reason: respect. They are the defending champions, who return damn near everybody. Offensively, they're awesome. Tom Brady is the leading passer in the NFL right now. I mean, I ain't gonna talk about his age because I'm pretty damn good for my age too. So I ain't gonna talk about it. But he's doing amazing stuff with the football. Their defense, you're right, the secondary is not that great. But I'm not gonna knock them off the pedestal because they've only lost one game. And they look very good. They beat the teams they need to beat, but they didn't struggle with them. They beat them. So they're gonna stay at number 2. What can you say? Hey, it's time for the Cardinals, man. Why not us? Why not us? They have a why not us mentality. They went all in free agency and in the draft, acquiring DeAndre Hopkins. The line is playing awesome. Kyler Murray is forming into a great quarterback. He's being very decisive. He's not just a run-first quarterback. He runs. He extends the play with the notion of passing first, and he has receivers that can come back and get the ball.
Yes.
And his connection with DeAndre Hopkins is great to see because he bails them out. Every quarterback needs that one guy when they're in trouble. You can just hold nothing in the playbook. I need a play, and he has that in DeAndre Hopkins to go get a play. The defense, you're right. The rushing is not great, and that may bite him in the ass later on in the season. But for right now, undefeated. Let's get it. But I like your list, though, bro.
I like yours too, bro.
This is good, man. I think you articulated it well. I will say this about the Raiders: that Raiders were not in my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to see what they were going to do when they bounced back from the allegations dealing with John Gruden, but I picked them to lose, and I think that's the only that was one of the only games that I lost. I just didn't think that they were going to bounce back that fast, but they're right outside of my top 10, bro. They're playing good football.
They are playing good football. Let's hope they can maintain, past November, and we can definitely, because that means if the Chargers and the Raiders are able to keep up what they're doing, I don't see, and KC keeps playing the way they're playing. I don't see KC really making the playoffs, bro. I mean, you got at least Carson Wentz and the Colts coming around. Let's hope they're able to push that. By the way, they play the 49ers this week, so we obviously, when we do our picks of the week, we definitely going to that game's going to be important to myself and J-Mac. But speaking of importance, man, I just want to ask. I got a question for you, bro. And there was an NFL exec put something out. It was first reported last night by the actual reported by the Athletic, an anonymous OBJ, and they said, "Hey, where would you trade OBJ?" And there's a list of teams too. They said, well, one report said, well, there's only 12 teams that can afford him, that have, at least $5 million in cap space to bring him in. Well, I submit to you, sir, and for your opinion, honestly, why wouldn't the 49ers trade OBJ for Jimmy G? Hear me out on this one, right? Right now, Cleveland right now Baker Mayfield's hurt. He has a partially torn labrum in his throwing arm. That's going to, as we can see, he's missing wide open throws because he's having to compensate for it, right? That's going to linger for him for the rest of the year. You at least need somebody to be, and they have Case Keenum on the bench, but Case Keenum is not Jimmy G per se. So if they were to trade for even just doing a 1-for-1 swap, but probably get some depth, Cleveland probably give up at least a fifth or sixth rounder as well. But they trade for him. OBJ is costing $15 million a year, $13 million base salary. The other $2 million are costing bonuses, and they'll have him signed from all the way to through 2024. You're giving Trey Lance. You say, hey, look, Trey Lance, you spent all this money on him, all this capital on him. Why not go ahead and give him the reins now and have him grow with OBJ? I think OBJ can actually benefit from change the scenery again. Because last year before he got hurt, he was leading. Him and Michael Gallup were leading the league as far as passes that were incomplete due to wide receiver error. I think he had 13 that season, and Michael Gallup had 17 or something like that. You say the 49ers save $10 million a year, and I presented the stats as well for Jimmy G and Baker Mayfield for the last 3 years, and they're damn near identical. You know what I'm saying? Except for yards thrown and touchdowns, total touchdowns. I got you. But as far as passer rating, completion percentage, they're right there. The only thing that Jimmy G's been hurt too. So I figure if Baker's your guy, let him sit out for the rest of the season. You need to get back to the playoffs to build upon the success that you guys had. Because anything else would be a failure. Then you're going to start hearing more and more people complaining. That's what I said. And then in case people, perhaps, and people say, why would San Francisco want OBJ? Need I remind? Let us here at U3 Sports remind you of who OBJ is. I know it was before he got to Cleveland. Understand in the first 3 years, this is what this guy was doing. And I compared it to Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Larry Fitzgerald, and Terrell Owens. That's remarkable, bro. You're talking about four Hall of Famers. If he goes to San Francisco, we know what Kyle Shanahan can do with a star wide receiver a la Julio Jones. I'm not saying it'll be OBJ and Julio Jones on the same level, but we saw what he was able to do. Even in Washington football team's early years, when he had a deep threat, I think in Santana Moss or whatever like that with RG3. So, what do you think about that, sir?
Got a quick question.
Sure.
Was Philly one of those teams that have the cap for him?
I have to look at it real quick.
Well,
go ahead.
I definitely agree that OBJ needs to be with a young quarterback to establish some chemistry with, because OBJ is that bailout big play wide receiver that has great hands. Not 99.9% hands, but he does have great hands. He isn't those stats that you just pulled up all the time. You can't deny it. When he's healthy and on the field, you have to find a way to get him the ball. And I just believe Cleveland does not have the personnel to get him the ball. They don't know what to do with him. So It is time to go. I do like the San Francisco 49ers pick, but I also would like to see him with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Eagles are definitely the team. They have $21 million in cap spaces right now.
Yeah, I would like to see him with Jalen Hurts, but I would not be mad if he went to a more storied franchise like San Francisco. So yeah. I think and Jimmy G, you're right. They may not want Jimmy G, but being realistic, you have to take advantage of a great defense and a great running game.
Right.
You have to. And if Baker Mayfield is your Achilles heel, why not bring in somebody else? At least a starting quarterback in the NFL. And you would be getting rid of a guy you're not utilizing.
Yep.
And you'd be freeing up money. So I would make that move, Cisco. I would pull the trigger. I'll be interested to hear why this trigger is not being pulled or what's going on behind the scenes. Definitely going to be finding that out. But I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. Another thing too would be like you say, you're right. November 2nd is the trading deadline. So Is it going to happen between now and then? Probably not. But like we've already discussed, bro. Uh, uh, why not? It gives us a big play guy, and it allows our number 3 overall draft pick. Gives him time to learn and really get in the office because he's the only rookie that didn't play football the year prior to him getting drafted. So he's gonna take his lumps no matter what. I think why not have OBJ on the team? Also, I got another question, bro. One more question, man. I know we're running out of time here. What's wrong with your boy DK Metcalf, man?
Metcalf is just an athlete, man. He definitely could improve his IQ. That's but he's a great talent, man. But he does make bonehead plays.
Yeah. What I'm trying. He got into a little bit of a Twitter beef, bro. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Okay, let me show you real quick. 1 second. So Shannon Sharp, this is based on the play where he almost where he tried to play hero ball and try to run the DB over.
Right.
This might be early signs of that, stuff. But Shannon Sharp said, "Hey, what was DK thinking? Why try to play hero ball in that situation?" Which is fair. It's fair, right? It's very fair. And then your boy Decaf, I guess, man, got into his feelings, right? Let's see if I can find it here.
Great question.
It was very fair.
I think we asked the same question on our last live stream.
You're right, but his response though was literally was crazy. It was to the tone, and this is disrespectful right here. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm trying to find the actual tweet itself. See if I can find it. DK Metcalf said, "What are you thinking?" That Metcalf took his response. He said, "Stop questioning me, little boy." Talking to your boy Shannon Sharp. I'm trying to find the actual tweet for it though itself. Just make sure I got it right. Yep, there he is. It says at Shannon Sharp. Then he said, "Stop questioning me, little boy."
Well, hold on. I do see a little laughing emoji.
Yeah, you're right. But
Shannon Sharp is probably still about as big as DK Metcalf right now. He works out like a motherfucker, man.
He's
shit.
He's
about to bust out his suit every day. So I'm not putting too much into this, man. It's
wait. Let me keep. Let me keep going. Keep more, because Shannon Sharp was like, okay, homeboy. Shannon Sharp said, "Nothing to question. That was a dumbass play, and you're probably won't let you admit it. You can't question anything I've done. Pray your resume will be as complete as mine. Pray, enjoy the rest of your day." Okay. And Metcalf said, "This dude Metcalf said, bro. Let me see if I can find it." And then Metcalf. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me go one more time. I'm sorry, folks. My bad. And then Metcalf responds back with, "From the looks of it, I can wipe my shit wipe my ass with yours. Continue to gossip, you washed up wannabe."
You don't learn to respect his elders. But see, here's what that does. First of all, I don't care about the back and forth. I love it. I love it. Second of all, when a player responds and they're still playing, now they have to back everything, all that big talk up with your play. See, Shannon Sharp solidified. He has a jacket.
And Super Bowl rings.
And Super Bowl rings. So Metcalf can't win this unless he start putting up some all-time stats and he gets a chip and he gets a jacket.
You're right. And then, so I guess he did his research, right? He realized that Shannon Sharp is a 3-time Super Bowl champion, 4-time first-team All-Pro, second-team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, 1990s All-Decade team in the Denver Broncos Ring of Fame, Broncos 50th anniversary team. 2011 Pro Football Hall of Fame. Most receiving yards in the game by tight end, which is at 214. I don't know if that still stands as of right now. So yeah, I guess DK May saw that and he says, he just said, "You're right."
Smart man.
Smart man. That's all I have, J Mac. Is there anything you want to close out with, brother?
Hey man, y'all be safe out there, man. Tune in to us because we still have to put out our picks of the week. I'm excited. I'm not as confident as I was last week, though, Cisco. I'm going to say that. So what I think I might do, I might agree with you on a lot of picks this week.
Hey man, you can't be having no strategy. You just trying to maintain your lead, bro. You can't do that, bro.
I'm just joking. I'm gonna pick who I pick. But yeah, man, looking forward to it, bro.
Absolutely, man. Like J Mac said, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, click, and subscribe. And of course, if you guys want to donate, please donate to our Cash App at U3 Sports Talk. For myself and J Mac, we're gonna be out of here. Peace.